Speak with Mel Dow here at the Olympic Training Center with our 2016 camp. Young athletes, high school age, cadets and juniors, right, Mel, that are here working out. Talk a little bit about what this camp's all about and why it's important to have kids out here working together.
Sounds great, Gary. What this is our 2016 Futures Olympians Camp. It's a camp series we started back in 1999 with a way to try to teach our young athletes what it's like to live and train like an Olympic athlete.
And we got a good turnout here. What kind of things are they focusing on? Is it going to be technique, or is it going to be a little bit of conditioning, a little bit of hard wrestling? What do they do?
The camp gives them what it's like to live like the Olympic athlete. We get them up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We do some running, we do some lifting, we give them a break, we teach them about some nutrition. We come back, we teach them some technique, we teach them some sparring, some live goes. We do some psychological skills, we do some tactics and techniques, we do some film study. Just about everything you could think of in order to get an athlete to take that next step forward with these guys preparing to go for Fargo.
A lot of these kids will be wrestling in a few weeks in Fargo. We've seen kids that have come to the training center and then gone to Fargo and then won gold medals and have had great performances. Is this a real good tune-up for them? Does it give them a little bit more than they might get back home?
Well, I tell you what, these kids are coming from great programs as is. Our different states are doing a great job, and our different clubs across the nation are doing a great job. But what it does is it gets them to have the opportunity to train with other All-Americans. Some kids might not be trained with an All-American, say, in northern Minnesota, but you know what? They come out here, they're trained with All-Americans that are around their weight. This camp has proved some high dividends. Some kids have gone from non-placing to being All-Americans to being national champions. And you take a look at some of the guys that are on this year's current Olympic team. Ben Provisor's a kid that came up through this system. And the list goes on and on over the past few years. Henry Cejudo was one of the members of this original camp series. So it does pay off, and it shows these guys how to start training to get to that next level.
Do you hear from the athletes? I mean, when they walk around and they see some of the Olympic athletes are also here. Obviously, we're getting ready for an Olympic Games in just a few weeks. Even though they may not be working out with that athlete, they're getting to rub elbows with our guys.
That's exactly right. What better way to accelerate much faster when you get to start working with your not necessarily your peers, but those guys that you have goals and momentum to work for. Yes, these kids are envious of it. They get into the main room over there, they watch them practice, they have conversations with them. What's nice is some of these kids have some ties with them. Maybe they're from their home state or their home club, and so they start mixing with them as well, and then they start getting some extra ideas too.
And generally, you had good response so far this year? The kids working hard, and are they excited and looking forward to everything that's coming up?
Yeah, this year being our largest camp that we've ever had with this camp series. And I tell you what, zero problems to date, knock on wood. These kids continue to work hard. They keep getting the technique, and we're really looking forward to tonight's live session to see how well they do against each other.
Now, you've got a good coaching staff as well. Right now, we see Mark Sprague out there. We got Mike Harity, Gary Mayab, a number of coaches also from the national staff. Are these kids appreciating the work with new coaches too?
Yes, they do. And Cody Bickley's doing a great job with the educational component and bringing in other coaches from around the country to teach them what it's like to coach at that next level as well. So you have the staples of Haggerty and Mayab, and it's just a great series for these kids.
Outstanding. Thanks a lot, Mel. That's great.